Hey there, welcome to day 1333 of What Shift to Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world of business over a quarter century in corporate America, while simultaneously owning, operating, running different businesses in a bunch of different industries. I think I've been involved in at least 27 different industries throughout my offline career, and that doesn't count the things I've done online. Online, been involved with a lot of even more industries, but have not taken the time to count them. I suppose one of these days when I'm sitting around on a Sunday sipping my morning coffee, I'll start listing them out in my fingers and I'll start counting them. I know there's been many. But going from the offline world to the online world, because in the offline world, I was not involved in the internet. I really did virtually zero in the internet. I had a couple of social media accounts. I don't even think I had a LinkedIn. I think I had a Facebook. I had a Twitter because I set up a Twitter when my dad was in the hospital. When Twitter was just first starting out, I didn't know how it worked. So I was following all kinds of people, and I think I followed about 40 or 50,000 people when my dad was in the hospital with his heart surgery down at Mayo, and ended up being my account frozen. My account is still frozen, and I can't follow any more people on that account according to their guidelines. I think I have to get down, I don't know what I have to get down to in terms of being able to continue following people or following new people. And I've gone in and I deleted like 30,000 people to try to see if I could follow people again, so I could actually strategically follow the people that I wanted to see things from, and I still haven't been able to do that. So long story short, I don't do much on Twitter. Almost nothing. Although I do like birds. I have a little bird right here. But I don't do much on that particular platform. So today, I'm talking about on Supersize Your Business, focus. And I probably I will admit right now, did one of the most unfocused Facebook Lives I've ever done on the topic of focus. And I'm laughing because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's so interesting. I had noticed that people I've been working with seem really scattered and unfocused, especially over the last since COVID hit, right? COVID just massively blew up everybody's businesses, everybody's lives in both positive and negative ways. And whether you're positively impacted or negatively impacted, focus and attention was just blown out the window. And as people are coming back to doing things that they were doing or morphing and changing into the way they're doing them now, focus has been a huge challenge. And so whenever I notice, and I started to do this about 3 years ago, I noticed whenever I was coaching or consulting or talking to somebody about something and a certain thing kept coming up, it meant that I better look in the mirror and take a look at my life, because that might be something that's also coming up for me. It's amazing how everything in the world actually is for us. Even if it feels like it's against us because it's something bad that happened, it is actually for us to notice, for us to see something, for us to clear some things out of the way. Here's an example. Last Friday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we had a bad storm go through our town. Bad storm. And it knocked down some trees in our yard, a little bit of damage to the roof, a little bit of damage to the kids' camper. But for the most part, after we drove around and saw the damage to the library, the boathouse down at the riverfront had gotten blown off and into the front of our library, which was broken glass, and was actually impaled in the pillars of the library. I'll throw a picture up later of this because I think it's fascinating. My daughter and my granddaughter and I went down to see, and of course there's lots of people down there checking out, lots of people cleaning up the lakefront park because 100-plus-year-old trees were uprooted and down from these. They think it was straight line winds, and since most of the trees were in the same direction, I would agree. The tree in our yard got hit by lightning, and that was the biggest, most damaged one in our yard. And yesterday they came and removed those trees and cleaned out the mess and opened up the yard so you could focus on the yard and the house, which was, again, part of what got me thinking and noticing, focus, clearing things out, paying attention to what really matters. And so I listened to a focused meditation this morning from Victoria Gallagher. I love her hypnosis. She's got a hypnosis app, and it's got over 500 meditations and short hypnosis things that I fall asleep to these days. I've been testing that out as my next year's challenge. I'm thinking, what if we do a meditation or a hypnosis thing every day? What could we learn from that? How would that benefit and change our life? So I'm cheating a little bit and I started out about 20 days ago listening to one every day. Well, actually one every night before I go to bed. Now the challenge with that is I don't hear most of it because within about 5 minutes I fall asleep. And I know my subconscious is getting the information. So I think this next few months is just kind of to test out, is it having an impact on me on a subconscious level, subliminally, even though I'm not awake and consciously listening to the messages. And so I want to try that out for a few months and see, because if it does, then it's a win-win, and I'm definitely doing it every day next year as my challenge, because if I can find a way to fall asleep really fast, feel good, get a great night's rest, and be feeding my subconscious and the things I want, the messages I want it to hear to move me in the directions I want to go in my life, I'm all in on that. There's lots of other hypnosis things. There's a lot Victoria is not the first hypnosis thing or meditations and things that I listen to. I've listened to like dozens and dozens of other people. My daughter has a person, I can't remember his name, that she loves, Jason Stevenson, I think. And she and her family go to sleep to Jason Stevenson many nights when they're having trouble sleeping and things. They'll just put on one of those, and they have a new baby, so it helps out a lot. So there's tons of those available. So as far as a challenge would go, it wouldn't have to be using Victoria's. I just love hers, and it's $100 a year for over 500 things that are at your fingertips, and it's an app on your phone, so I'm not draining my computer. I used to listen to them all night long, but it drains my computer, and I used to have limited internet. Remember those days living out in the country, limited internet, and so it was challenging. So then I would buy CDs. Remember when they were CDs and DVDs? Remember those? I don't know if people even use those anymore. Everybody uses fobs and pods and iPods and everything like that. So I don't even know if there's iPods anymore. Most people just use their cell phones. Everything's on your cell phone now. So thinking about focus, working on focus, shared 10 ways at least that you can get more focus, and that I used to get more focus, and then ask, how do you focus? What are the ways that you use to focus? And I'm sure there's all kinds of cool modalities and things out there that can help us focus. I like to set a timer, and I think that somebody has named that the Pomodoro technique or something, where you set a timer for 25 minutes and take a break for 5, and you do boxes of that. I guess I probably learned that in corporate America, but never really was attracted to it. I like to do my own thing, and I like to have bigger blocks of time depending on what I'm working on. It totally depends on what the project is and what I need to do. Sometimes 25 minutes isn't enough. I need 45 minutes, or I need, and then a little break, or an hour and then a little break. It depends on the task at hand, which is part of focus. It's preparing your brain, figuring it out, breaking it down to bite-sized pieces that work for you. It's going to be a little bit different for each of us. Maybe 27 minutes is your perfect number. 33, it doesn't matter. You do what works for you. And you test it out, because we're all different, right? Everything is not one size fits all, although a lot of people try to say everything is one size fits all, but it's absolutely not. Our annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers us. And I'm using a little journal book, Do One Thing Every Day That Centers You. It's a little mindfulness journal by, I can't remember who these are from. I've been doing them. I came across them in probably 2013 or 14. I came across the first journal like in this series. And the first one that I was attracted to was to do one thing every day that scares you, because I needed to stretch my comfort zone, get over the fear of doing live video, and just do it. And so since then, this is our 4th year of annual challenges, and I found a book every year to go along with the challenge. Now the rest in the series have to do with couples or have to do with creativity, which is great. I love creativity. I kind of want to do that one next year, but it involves a lot of drawing, and like even this one this year has little ones where you're supposed to color. Let me see if I can find a color me one, and I just skip those. I do something else. I just doodle or something that day because of my vision. My vision is to the point now where I cannot, and I'm not going to struggle with trying to color that. I'm not going to sit with my magnifying glass and a marker and try to color that. Doesn't sound fun or stress relieving for me, and that's part of the point of coloring. Coloring was always a stress reliever for me. I still draw it and sketch. Heaven knows what they look like, but I still can do that, and that does feel good to me, but coloring doesn't. So I'll take a look at the creativity one. Maybe we'll do that, but I'm really testing out in earnest the whole meditation hypnosis one, because I know what a powerful tool that is for most people. Actually, most people can benefit from it, and we can use it to specifically work on what it is that we want to work on, since we're all different. Sometimes I want to work on focus. Right now, this year, I'm working on communication skills and confidence. I've got a coach that I'm working on with that. And so I like to listen to the things about confidence, the things about, there's not much about communication on there. I'm going to talk to Victoria about that and see. I think there's some speaking things, but I think about listening and clear understanding. I'm going to look on there and see. I haven't gone through all 500, but I'm going to look and see if there's some more things on that, because I'd like to see some more communication type things. And if she doesn't have them, I'll find them somewhere else, because I think that it's a really powerful tool that I like to make use of every day now. Meditating I was doing every day. Now I'm adding hypnosis and some of Victoria's and other people's meditations to see what I can learn from them. Because guess what? Everything we need is already inside of us, but sometimes we can speed up the process of finding where it's located by listening to other people that trigger things in our brain to help know where we've got things located. So our idiom today, our idiom today was a bunch of idioms on focus for Supersize Your Business. And then our annual challenge today was about we are made of star stuff. And I guess we get to decide what star stuff means to us. I guess it would be what we're good at, our internal genius zone. And again, today, that video, I just was a little blah and discombobulated. I'm like, what is going on with me? Stumbling, I'm rambling, lack of focus. There we go again. So obviously the message of focus is hitting me like a ton of bricks, and I'm realizing that it's something that I need to commit to and just do it, right? I need to pay attention to the things I need to focus on, do those things, prioritize, right? Set priorities, figure out what's most important to me, which is what this is all about, based on what's most important to me, and move forward with those things, and let the other things just sit in the wings for a while. Let them just ruminate, and then I'll decide if they're a high priority for me, or if I need to do them or want to do them or not. All right. Get Up and Go challenge. Oh my gosh, it's coming up like a ton of bricks. Again, another ton of bricks, really, really fast. And I've not thought about it at all. I definitely need to hone in on and get that settled and organized for this weekend. I have to update, do some of the mechanical, technical things behind the scenes, update headers, update graphics, create some homework pages. I think this time through, I'm going to have a specific homework page for each day. I've only done that, I think, once before in the challenge, but I think it separates out better the lesson and then the actual application of the lesson. And I think the secret is, most people don't know this, that's part of why I read comments to certain type posts. I read the comments. The comments is where all of the juiciest information comes in. It's where you learn how people are specifically applying and doing something. And that works a little bit, but I think for the challenge, it's clearer if we have a separate homemade work page. And like I said, I've done it sometimes and I haven't done it others. So I want to go ahead and I want to create all 31 days of the graphics for that, so that I don't every day have to do it. Some things it's better to focus on and create in bulk than it is to do every day. Other things, it's a whole lot easier to do a little bit every day. I like to go live and create the content every day with people, but I like to have the things that are static and not that important created ahead of time in batches. And I'm doing that so that I can farm that out and have someone else create those things and do those graphics in the future, because they'll be a lot prettier and a lot better at it than I am. It's definitely not my strongest suit. All right. Anything I can help you with, please, please, please ask in the comments below. I turned on Facebook Live, they have a feature where you can automatically message someone. I turned that on for this particular video. Of course, if you're hearing me on another platform or if you're hearing the podcast, you're not going to be able to do that, but you can always find a way to contact me. Just Google me. I think I come up #1 in my name, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I don't know, I think there's another Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. You're looking at my background and thinking, well, I hope not. All right, that is it for today. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. If I can help you in any way, ask. Don't be stuck sitting there wondering when I am offering to let you just ask me. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.